Okay, so one time I was scrolling through my YouTube stats and stuff, and I found out that my Okay So One Time video that I did a couple weeks ago blew up. It got like 50 views and like 6 likes and 7 comments, which isn't that much, but I mean, with all of my videos combined, that's actually pretty good. So everyone, here's Okay So One Time Part 2. Okay, so one time I was, for some reason, getting really sensitive over something, and I ran away from school. I was gone for a full 3 hours, maybe 2.5, something like that. I was gone for, say, 2.5 hours, and I was just sitting outside, I think I climbed a couple trees, and then after, 2 hours or so, the principal found me. I wasn't in that much trouble, but my life from that day on was completely screwed up and was different than it had ever been before. Okay, so one time I was brainstorming ideas with my friend, let's call her Jordano. Yep. So I was brainstorming video ideas with Jordano, and we had made some pretty good ideas. One of them being calling in sick to places I've never even worked at. A second idea we brainstormed was streaming, but asking you guys what you guys like to say. What would you guys like to see? What kind of videos would you like to see? So that kind of stream. If you guys want to see videos like those, be sure to comment down below and like this video. Okay, so one time when I was really little, me and my friend were talking about how horrible our parents were, because when I was little, I thought my parents were some sort of devils or something. So anyways, we were talking about how horrible our parents were. So when I told him, oh man, my parents are horrible. They yelled at me because I punched my sister, but she punched me first. So my parents are like devils. And then he said, oh, one time my dad was abusing me, and so my mom actually took my dad to court and she sued him, and she got like $10,000 out of it. Okay, so one time I had actually gotten a number from my friend, but he didn't know he had accidentally written down the wrong number. And it was a really big coincidence, because when I texted him, apparently a guy with the same name gave the same number to a kid also named Jacob. In case you guys didn't know, my name's Jacob. So anyways, we were talking for like 3 months. We had talked for a long time, and that entire time I didn't even know that I was talking to a guy I didn't even know. And the guy on the other end, let's call him Giuliano. Giuliano had no idea that he was talking to a different Jacob. So it was all a big coincidence. They had both given the Jacob a wrong number. It was probably the most coincidental thing that's ever happened in my life. Okay, so one time when I was in about 4th grade, I was in a room with my friends, and this one kid named Spencer, he had a long stick of tinfoil shoved into an outlet, and then the kids went around touching it. But then, when I didn't want to touch it because I was being a big chicken, he grabbed my arm and shoved it onto the foil. And when it touched the foil, it had actually pushed it deeper into the outlet, and I got shocked for a long time. It was horrible. Okay, so one time I tried out ASMR.
But just look at that craftsmanship.
You guys can probably guess how that ended up. Okay, so one time Frosty Nub, aka Derby Chicken, and I were playing outside, and some dude walked up to us and started talking to us, and we didn't think much of it. We just started talking to him back. But kids, if you're watching this and you've never experienced something like this before, don't really talk to strangers, especially if they just voluntarily walk up to you and start making random conversation. I would just run in the other direction. But anyways, this is my story. So we had talked to the dude, and then 15 minutes later, a lady came running up to us asking us if we were okay. And we said, yeah, what's wrong? Did something happen? Is there a tornado we don't know about? Is there a blizzard? Did someone die? And she said, that man over there was talking to you. And we were confused by it, because he didn't really seem that suspicious. He just started talking about dogs, which now that I say it out loud was a little suspicious. But anyways, so about 15 minutes after that lady came out and talked to us, police cars started showing up at the guy's house, and they started interrogating him, and it was really weird. And Derby Chicken and I just kind of stood there. We tried to play our game of basketball, but it didn't end up working out. And when the cops started leaving, we actually stopped the officer and asked him what was going on. And he said that apparently this dude had been arrested before for using drugs, and he was also raped before. So I mean, that was a really traumatizing experience. Like, that dude was actually a freak. We were mind blown by that. And so when the cops went away, the dude actually wasn't arrested, because technically he didn't break the law. But Derby Chicken and I started playing our game of basketball, and when we started walking home, I noticed that the dude was standing on a ladder in his backyard watching us the whole time. Oh shoot, we need to get out of here. Yeah. So that's my story on why you should never ever talk to strangers. Kids, don't do it. okay? You'll be traumatized for life. Okay, so one time we were in this place called Flagstaff. It's in Arizona, in case you didn't know. And we were snowboarding. Me and my friends were snowboarding. I was probably the worst snowboarder there. I had actually done really well. I made it all the way to the bottom of the hill. But right when I reached the bottom, my snowboard turned. And then I went toppling forward, and I thought I was dead for a couple minutes. I was in so much pain. Yeah, needless to say, I haven't gone snowboarding since. Okay, so one time I was playing at my park, and some random old lady just slapped me right on the butt, and that shocked me for so long. I was just like, what just happened? Before I turned around and I saw that I did not even know this old lady, who, by the way, looked like she knew how to hide a body. Anyways, when she saw me, she looked totally shocked, and she said to me, "Oh, sorry, I thought you were my grandson." To be honest, though, when I actually did see her grandson, he did kind of look like me, and she was old, you know, she probably couldn't see all that well, but you get the point. It wasn't entirely her fault. Hey guys, if you're kind of wondering why I made another video, it's because, you know, it's a special 3-day weekend, so I thought I'd just make a video every day of this weekend. So also, if you're watching this, please at least hit the like button, and while you're at it, just subscribe and hit the bell, because this video took a long time to make. Please do it. Come on, it really helps me. It'll help you. It'll help your son dying with Ebola. You know, just please subscribe.